Hello, I'm Iannone and welcome to the Sports Reel. Well, it's that time of year again. Christmas is here and so are all of the Christmas specials. All the reviewers are reviewing Christmas movies, so I guess that means I should too. So, what can I review for a Christmas sports movie? Nothing. Nothing at all. I've searched high and low, and I cannot find a single Christmas movie that's also sports themed.
I'm sick of winter in New England.
No, wait. There has to be something I can do. Oh, I know. I'm gonna review a Christian-themed sports movie. Yeah, I know. I don't want to watch it either, but there are literally no Christmas sports movies out there, so instead we're going to watch Facing the Giants. Released in 2006, Facing the Giants is a strange little film created by the Sherwood Baptist Church of Albany, Georgia on a budget of just $100,000. Many of the people who worked on this film did so voluntarily. Why? Well, quite simply, they just believed in the importance of the movie's message. So, does the movie succeed in relaying its message? Well, if the intended message is that Alex Kendrick should never be allowed near a camera again, then yeah, it got the message across. Now let's watch Facing the Giants and pray for salvation. We open on the first day of school at Shiloh Christian Academy, where we meet the head football coach, Grant Taylor, played by the movie's director, Alex Kendrick. His team has had 6 consecutive losing seasons, and as he walks into his office, he finds his 2 assistant coaches there to give him some bad news.
This is the 3rd time this has happened. It's been 3 years pouring into them, and what do they do when they get to their senior year? They transfer to a rival school. Why?
Well, because at the end of the season, nobody wants to be on TV going, "We're number 6, baby! We're number 6!" Well, you asked.
Gee, thanks, Chaz Bono. So Grant goes home after practice and tells his wife, Brooke, that his best player just transferred schools.
Darren transferred to Tucker.
What? He did not.
Oh man, I've seen better acting in high school plays, and those actors don't even get paid! Oh right, neither did she. Well, I guess that explains it. Grant goes into the bathroom and finds a box for a pregnancy test. He and his wife have been trying to have a baby without success for 4 years, and that's just one of several problems they have.
So we've got a leak in the back room, the dryer only works half the time, the car's dying on us, and now the stove's broken.
Also, the stairs have collapsed, the bedroom is haunted, the basement has a family of coyotes living in it, and worst of all, the TV is still stuck on VH1. After that, we get a very lazy introduction to the rival school's head coach, Bobby Lee Duke.
We've grown real fond of the state title, and we don't see any reason to give it up this year. I've got most of my starters coming back, and I've got a strong bench. So I've only got one thing to say. Get off the tracks, because the freight train's coming.
Wow. I mean, where do I even begin with this guy? First of all, no head coach of any team ever talks like that. Not a successful team at any rate. And second, unless you are Kojak, you cannot look cool while sucking a lollipop. I mean, imagine if other movies or shows tried to do that. Looks like our victim was trampled to death. In fact, I'd say he was trampled by giants. Next, we see the Shiloh Eagles play in their opening game. And admittedly, the football games are well shot. That's probably because they filmed actual high school football games. All of the games were filmed by Bob Scott, who has worked as a cinematographer for NFL films. And with that, I think I'm just about done praising this movie. So the Eagles get shut out in their home opener, and as Grant and his wife try to leave the parking lot, the car fails to start.
This happens to everybody. Don't be embarrassed about it.
Just like your broken penis that can't get me pregnant, it happens to everyone. Oops, did I just give away an obvious plot element? Oh well, everyone saw it coming. Oops again! After that, we meet a young soccer player named David. He and his dad, Larry, have just moved to the area, and Larry has enrolled David at Shiloh. But Shiloh doesn't have a soccer team, so Larry suggests to his son that he try out to be a kicker for the football team.
What if I don't even make the team?
David, you can't be afraid of failure. Everyone fails at some point.
I mean, look at me. I tried to be Colin Mockery, but I failed at that. So David tries out to be Shiloh's backup kicker. Yeah, nice kick in there, kid. Did you learn from Billy Cundiff? Bam! Zing! Ha! Woo! Am I right, people? Am I right? Am I right? Fuck it, put up the text. At Shiloh's next game, they get embarrassed by a team that hasn't beaten them in ages, and Grant is not happy about it at all.
9 drop passes, 4 fumbles, 3 interceptions. Their defense scored most of their points. You gave the game away. Sick of the apathy on this team. If we're not here to win football games, then why are we here?
I'm just trying to pick up chicks. I'm here because the chess club wouldn't take me. Things only get worse for Grant when he goes to see the doctor, and of course, he finds out that he is the reason he and his wife can't conceive.
What does that mean? I mean, is there a procedure, or, what are my options?
Well, you can't have kids of your own, you can't afford in vitro fertilization, and you can't afford to adopt either, so I recommend you just get a puppy. Later that night, Grant sees a light on inside the school just as he's about to leave work. He goes to investigate, and he finds a classroom full of players' dads, as well as his assistant coach, Brady, discussing whether or not they should have Grant fired for his poor performance.
What we need is a change. Now, we're losing booster support. Game attendance is down, and from the looks of it, we've already lost this season. Dan, we've got a weak program because we've got a weak coach. He's dead weight. We need to cut him loose.
And I heard he has a broken penis. What kind of coach has a broken penis? Well, besides Mike Ditka. What, you don't remember Mike Ditka doing boner pill commercials? Well, he did. See for yourself.
For McDonald's salads, Kathy.
Ditzy girl.
And Iron Mike Ditka.
Should I know you?
They both love the great fresh tossed taste of McDonald's salads. Better than ever with 3 new dressings.
I'm going with the zesty, reduced-calorie red French.
Alert the media.
Okay, that clearly was not the right commercial, but trust me, he did boner pill ads too. So Grant goes home and tells Brooke that he's in danger of losing his job and that he's the reason they aren't getting pregnant.
We can't have our own children because of me. What's God doing? I mean, why is this so hard?
Well, actually, it's not hard, and that's kind of the problem. Oh, why do I keep making these broken penis jokes so easy for the guy reviewing this movie? The next morning, Grant walks outside with his Bible and starts asking Jesus for guidance. Yeah, this is where the film starts preaching to us. It really does come out of nowhere.
Lord Jesus, would you help me? I need you. Lord, I feel like there's giants of fear and failure just staring down at me, waiting to crush me. And I don't know how to beat them, Lord.
Hold up there, Grant. Look, I don't know how to help you with your, problem, but I do think I know how to help you with your financial woes so you can afford a better house and a better car. Sell your friggin' land! Seriously, just look at this. He must have the world's biggest backyard. I mean, there's got to be a real estate developer out there somewhere who would be willing to pay a lot of money for that land. Someone like...
I love the smell of progress in the morning.
Ah, fuck, never mind. Later that week, a man who comes by the school every day to pray for the students stops by Grant's office to offer some advice.
Grant, I heard a story about 2 farmers who desperately needed rain, and both of them prayed for rain, but only one of them went out and prepared his fields to receive it. Which one do you think trusted God to send the rain?
Well, the one who prepared his fields for it.
Which one are you? God will send the rain when he's ready. You need to prepare your field to receive it.
So I need to plant crops on my football field? After Grant spends some time reading the Bible, he comes up with a new team philosophy and shares it with his team.
What are you getting at, Grant? You think we're just wasting our time?
If our main goal is to win football games, then yes.
You don't want us to win games.
No.
Well, then I'd say you're right on track. No, instead he says their new main goal should be to honor God and praise Him regardless if they win or lose. And he tells the kids to apply this to their daily lives as well. When one of the kids has a bad attitude about the new philosophy, Grant makes him do a death crawl. What's a death crawl, you ask? Well, you remember how much you hated doing suicides in gym class? Well, multiply that by about 1,000 and you got yourself a death crawl. Yeah, all of a sudden those suicides don't seem so bad, do they? Imagine having to do that while giving someone a piggyback ride. After practice, Grant speaks to one of his players who is constantly arguing with his own dad, and Grant feels the need to stick his nose in the kid's business.
I feel like you owe your dad more respect.
Why?
Because he's your father.
You don't know him like I know him.
I don't have to know him. You need to respect him because it's the right thing to do.
But he stole money from a children's hospital.
You need to respect him because it's the right thing to do.
He once killed a man just to watch him die.
You need to respect him because it's the right thing to do.
I'm pretty sure he's been having sex with your wife.
You need to respect him because it's the right thing to do.
Okay, this is going nowhere.
You need to respect him because...
Shut up! But believe it or not, this pep talk actually works. Just a few scenes later, this kid who admitted he was a non-believer who was only attending this Christian school because he got kicked out of a different school has suddenly accepted Christ and has been leading a prayer class on the football field for hours. Wow, that was quick. From 0 to Christ in 2 minutes. I mean, I don't want to insult anyone's faith. That's not what I'm here to do, but honestly, this is all just so boring. When we're not watching them play football, all they're doing is talking and preaching. That's what church is for. In a movie, you need to keep people entertained, and this movie fails at that. So Grant takes the kid to see his dad at work, and he apologizes for being a little shithead and promises his dad that from now on he will respect his authority. And when his dad realizes that Grant was the one who got his son to change his attitude, how does he repay him? Just fucking watch.
Hey!
It's all right.
Where's my car?
Where you park it?
Right here.
You sure? Because ain't no way it got stolen. Man, you couldn't pay nobody to steal your car.
Are the boys do something with it?
Man, I don't know. Hey, man, there's a note on this truck for you.
Please don't.
It's Grant Taylor. The impact you made on our school means more to us than you ever know. The Lord has used you to meet a need in our lives, and now we want to meet a need in yours. You'll find the title of this new truck in your name. Please accept it as our way of saying thank you.
Oh, go fuck yourself! Yes, the kid's dad is so thankful that he replaces Grant's old beat-up car with a brand new truck. The title is in his name and everything. But it's still not legal yet because, as you can see, it still has the dealer plates on. After that miraculous moment of bullshit, we get a montage of the team winning a bunch of games, and of course, they land a spot in the playoffs. However, in the first game of the playoffs, they actually end up losing to the other team 28-10. Wow. I did not see that coming at all. They turned their season around, yeah, but they still came up just short in the playoffs. Wow, that's a really mature way to end this. The next day, Grant holds a team meeting, probably to tell them what a great season they had and that they have nothing to be ashamed of.
I want you to know I serve a big God, and he can do whatever he wants to do. He can open what he wants to open and shut what he wants to shut. And a team that plays for his honor and glory will have his blessings following that team. Unlike those who try to cheat their way to the top.
Oh, no. Give me a minute here, folks. I need to do something. Hello, God. This is Iannone. I know we don't talk much, and usually when we do, it's just me praying for another championship for a Boston sports team, but I need you now more than ever. This movie is about to do something horribly stupid, and it would be an insult to both you and the audience's intelligence. So please, Lord, let this movie end on a mature note, and don't let the Eagles' season be extended by some miracle.
Unlike those who try to cheat their way to the top, like Princeton Heights did in last Friday's game when they played 2 ineligible 19-year-olds. They have been disqualified, and we're advancing to the next round. Get your pads on for practice, boys. We're going to Warwick Tucker Friday night.
Thou hast forsaken me. So yeah, that other team was caught cheating, and now the Eagles are automatically advanced to the next round of the playoffs, where of course they win. And just when you thought the movie couldn't cram any more miracles down your throat, take a look at what happens next.
All right, what kind of sick are we talking about?
I don't know, I just felt really nauseous the last 2 mornings. And then I feel fine again.
Real subtle. Yeah, of course Brooke's pregnant. She goes to the doctor's office to get checked out, and at first the movie actually thinks they can fool us when a nurse looks at her results and it says she's not pregnant.
Take my soul. I will still love you, Lord. I will still love you.
Oh, stop wasting our time. We all know what happens next. Yeah, in case you're as dumb as the movie thinks you are, I'll spell it out. The nurses mixed up the charts, and it turns out that Brooke really is pregnant. The Lord has blessed Grant with a working penis. Hallelujah! So the Eagles have made it to the state championship game. While Grant is in the locker room, he gets a visit from his former coach from when he was playing. And yes, his former coach is played by Mark Richt, the current head football coach at the University of Georgia, which is kind of strange considering they look like they're about the same age.
And Grant, I could just tell you, I'm so proud of you and what you've done. I've been reading about the team and where you've gone, and more than anything else, I'm just proud of the fact that you finally learned how to win the big one.
Well, we hadn't played them yet.
Now, you won the big one when you accepted Christ, and now, as you're teaching these guys and minister to them, I think it's just fantastic.
Man, hearing him say that makes it all the more ironic that Georgia lost to Auburn this season on a Hail Mary pass.
Let's it go.
I guess Auburn prayed to Jesus just a little bit harder. So the game starts, and of course the opposing team is the Richland Giants with their lollipop-sucking coach. The Giants quickly jump out to an early lead, but the Eagles manage to score a touchdown of their own, and at halftime they're down by just 7 points. Grant realizes his team is overpowered by the Giants, so he resorts to trick plays to outsmart them. But after they score a touchdown, their kicker gets tackled on a point-after attempt, and he can't continue. So they have to go with the backup kicker, David. So yeah, I'll give you one guess as to how this will all turn out. The Eagles are facing the Giants, and at the end of the game, they need a field goal to win, meaning their kicker, David, has to slay the Giants. Yes, it's up to David to slay the Giants, and even a heathen like me gets that reference. But it won't be easy for David, as the furthest he's kicked a field goal so far is 39 yards, and this one will be from 51 yards and into the wind. David doubts himself, but luckily Coach Lollipop calls a timeout in an effort to throw him off. Grant uses this as an opportunity to build up David's confidence, while his dad heads down to the end zone and manages to get out of his wheelchair and stand up for David to see him. What's that? You still don't believe in miracles yet? Well, fuck you, because here comes a biggie. God wants David to make this kick so badly, he changes the direction of the wind to help him. And of course, the kick is good, and the Eagles win the game and the state championship. I guess God had a big bet on Shiloh. After all the celebrating and praying is done, Grant heads home where Brooke gives him the news that she's pregnant.
Grant Taylor, I just want you to know that you've made the team.
What team?
The daddy team.
Wow, the daddy team. That is some of the corniest writing I have ever heard.
I'm gonna tell Tell me, Coach Taylor. Tell me what's impossible when God's on your side.
Oh, God. Oh, God, I'm overwhelmed.
Just thought I'd state that out, right, in case anyone in the audience is too stupid to figure out what emotion I'm trying to convey. So we fast forward 2 years and we see that they have a healthy son with another one on the way. Grant has won another state championship, and we close on a quote that says, "Through God, all things are possible." But I know that's not true because I have been praying to God to erase this movie from existence, and that hasn't happened. And that was Facing the Giants. It goes without saying that this movie is preachy, but that's not its only problem. The only times it could hold my interest was when they were playing football. The rest of the time, it's just plain boring. I wasn't interested in the characters, I didn't care about their problems, and I chalk that up to bad writing and bad acting. Really, unless you're already a devout Christian, there's nothing in this movie for you. It's clunky, preachy, boring, and 100% predictable. So this holiday season, stick with all the commercialized Christmas specials that you're already familiar with. Until next time, I'm Iannone, smoke crack, worship Satan, and those are the highlights.
Snowplows plow, are you listening? In the street, black ice glistening, a horrible sight. I'm pissed off tonight, sick of f***ing winter in New England. Freezing rain, sleet and hail, slide off the road and hit a guardrail. You shovel and stack and throw out your back. I'm sick of f***ing winter in New England.